Hi everybody, welcome back to the Springfield and Western. I know it's been a while since the last proper video on this channel, but as you can already see, the desert has spread quite a little bit. And so it's time for a layout update video now. And as somebody recently requested a layout tour, we will just go over the layout from left to right and check out what has changed. And this is what we are going to do today. So we're starting out here on the very left of the layout. This is the little piece which I added recently, and I would say it's close to finished. This was the first part where I rolled out the desert scenery. One thing I did was after the last video I used some powders to kind of blend the scenery together or create a little bit of variety, so it's not looking that uniform with this kind of sand. And then recently I also added some details at this office building, which is basically an old caboose. So you have some drums, some pallets, and that's it. And of course also some weathering done to the whole thing. And yeah, I believe this turned out quite okay. And one thing I still have to do is to finish the pickup truck model, which is supposed to sit over here, and maybe some personal or something like that. And this will basically be it. And yeah, that's it for the newest part of the layout so far. So here you can see the transition to the next segment of the layout. This grade crossing has been here before, and also in the last video I already had the desert scenery in this part and this part. And as you know, the parking lot of the Springfield and Western can be accessed by this gravel road. Here's the connection now. Yeah, and that's it for this part. One thing I still have to do is I have to reinstall the railroad crossing signs over here and over there. I just ripped them out when I redid the scenery. Here you have a bird's eye view on what the next section looks like beyond the grade crossing, which is over here. As you can see, I finally did roll out the desert scenery. So we have the desert now extended to this area here, and also to this little area in the front. And yeah, I believe this was very important to give the layout at least a tiny little bit of an open feel, because if it's supposed to be some desert area, there has to be some open space. So I didn't want to do too much stuff in this area. In regards to the main structure of the Warner Systems warehouse, there are no changes at all, and this will stay as it is. But I believe you can see in this shot that the sand over here, it's very bright at the moment, and I still need to use some powders to create a little bit of variety and make it look somewhat more realistic. At least I hope so. And also another thing you can see here is this tiny little area where the switch for the turnout is located. The issue is you cannot just dump some gravel over here, because then you will not be able to use the switch. But the color now does not make any sense at all. It used to make sense with the other scenery I had before, but now there needs to be a different color tone here, so I will have to change that. But yeah, I guess that will be rather easy. So now we're coming to the area with the biggest change. So, and this is of course this side over here. So this siding at Warner Systems used to end right here, so there was only space for a single 50-foot boxcar at this loading dock. But now I extended this siding all the way almost to Miller and Sons. And yeah, I believe 2 videos ago I thought about somehow enlarging these structures and have a structure where a freight car can go into a building and all that. But somehow this didn't work out the way I wanted to work. And then I was on this train show and I found this tank car for just 15 euros, and it seemed like a very good deal. And somehow I felt, yeah, I want to do something with a tank car or for a tank car. And to me, the best solution was to, construct this side, which is supposed to show two rather large tanks. Of course, this was only just one tank, and I cut it right down the middle, and now that's two, if you will. And then you have, so this way you have the spot for a tanker over here. So this was the only thing I bought. All the other things are either just styrene pieces or some scrap plastics that I still had on hand, plastics, or even just some wood material, like something like this, you know. And then I built this, and now the story is like Warner Systems. This belongs to Warner Systems, so of course I had to paint this in a similar way, so that's rather obvious to the eye now that this is supposed to belong together. So Warner Systems will receive now some kind of, I don't know, chemical material or so in a tank car. This goes here. This will be connected to the tank car. I drilled a tiny little hole here. It's probably hard to see on camera, but I will install a hose here, which simulates the connection to the tank car when it's around. And then some stuff, whatever it is, will be pumped into these tanks, and they then will use it in the Warner Systems facility. What I still have to do over here, of course, is weathering, because this looks just very bright, almost factory fresh. So this needs to be in a similar dirt or dirty tone, like the warehouse. And yeah, add the hose, as I said. And then what I really want to do is I want to install a fence. So the spot for the tank car can be fenced off, and I want to have some gates here that can be moved. And yeah, that's the idea for now. Let's see how this works out. I never did something similar, so it will be a fun project for me, and I'm really looking forward to it. So, and finally, the last part of the layout is the Miller and Sons warehouse. Of course, as I said, now we have the extended siding of Warner System ending directly next to the Miller and Sons facility, and then you have this track with two spots for box cars. You can fit a 50-foot and a 60-foot boxcar. I'm not sure if there's if two 60-foot boxcars would fit, as I don't have more than one, so I cannot tell you. But that's the siding of Miller and Sons, and nothing has changed over here. And here in the front, you have what I consider to be the team track. There's this, really this just dirt area where a truck can supposedly come and take some loads from whatever car is parked here. And then you have this loading dock here also for the team track. So you can put a boxcar here. You can put a covered hopper over here. And if I had a gondola, you could also use a gondola or whatever. So there are no changes on this segment, which is the last segment if you want to view it from left to right. What I did change though is I ripped out the grass tufts and all that used to be here, because I didn't like the look of it anymore. And I also thought it would be nice to extend the building of Müller & Sons to this side, because, you know, I believe a larger industrial complex always looks more realistic, because you're pretending this thing is so important that it has spots for rail cars. So it needs to be a rather large company in my view. So I will eventually continue or extend this building a little bit all the way to the end of the layout. I thought I was going to do this not in a straight line, but with some angled building. But I guess I will just leave it like that and make it a straight thing. But I'm not sure. So this will probably be the last thing that I'm going to change with this layout. And I'm not sure how to do it yet. So I'm going to leave it with that. I don't want to make this a very long video that nobody's going to watch anyway. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for your time. If you have any questions or comments, then please feel free to put these in the comment section down below. And if you liked it, give it a thumbs up, maybe even subscribe. And yeah, I hope to see you soon on the next video of the Springfield and Reston